Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider, another story. Today we have the lovely lady. Her name's Neve, and she's going to talk about her experience in the retail industry. She's a young lady, and she's going to talk about self-worth, and we'll just let the conversation roll to how it rolls. Welcome, Neve.
Hi.
If you grab that. You just hold that, yeah, it's recording.
Oh shit, did I do something?
No, don't worry, just carry on.
Cool.
Okay.
The screen went black there, I don't know what happened.
No, don't worry. So tell us, Neve, what's your story?
So I've been working since I was about 16, 15, 16. Went to college, but sort of very part-time, dropped out, had my first job in a pub in the Wetherspoons. I served food in Hammersmith, but I hated it there. And
What did you hate about it?
Wetherspoons, and especially because it was a local one, it was in Hammersmith. The men were disgusting. Like, they'd be like to me, "Oh, what are you not doing behind the bar? Like, why are you just on the floor?" I'm like, "Oh, because I'm 16." They'd be like, "Oh, well, you look so much older. You've got such a nice ass for a 15." Like, they were disgusting in there. And they'd be like, "Oh, I've got drugs. Do you want to come to the toilet?" I'd be like, I'm like, "I've just told you I'm 16. Like, this is insane." So I only worked there for 2 weeks because I felt a bit scared.
You know what? Yeah, but you know what Wetherspoons is all about. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and then exactly. But and then I worked in a showroom in Chiswick.
Out of curiosity, did you tell management that you were getting that kind of abuse?
No, because no one really spoke to me, because I was serving on. I was only floor staff. Like, I only did bringing plates out to people, bringing plates in, taking people's order, bringing it to the bar for the regulars and stuff. And no one really spoke to me. I was sort of by myself, except the chef, who I'd tell, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like that's John," or for example.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's John, the dirty old man.
Yeah, the dirty old man. Yeah, exactly.
He means good business, so bear with him.
Yeah, or like always harmless. He doesn't mean anything by it. I'm like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, then I worked in a showroom when I just turned 17.
Okay.
Which I really liked there. I really liked working there. And again, I was working there, worked there for a year. I was on £5.50 because I was under 18, but I basically worked full time there. And then when I turned 18, I got told I was going to be put on £9.20, like the rest of the colleagues that I was working with. And I got pulled into a meeting. They were like, "Oh, we're really grateful. You've been really good. You have really high sales. You're one of our best sellers. But so we're going to increase your pay." And then they handed me an envelope, and the envelope said, "Oh, congratulations, your pay's been increased by £1.50. So I'd gone from £5.50 to £6.50. So I was like, wow. So I was like, well, you can tell head office that I don't accept this, and as of now I'm handing in my resignation. And they were like, "Oh no, like, don't do that." And I was like, "No, this is ridiculous. Like, you've said since I was like just started here, you said when you turn 18 you're going to be on a pay rise like the rest of your colleagues."
What company is this?
I'd rather not say.
Okay.
I like them though, no bad, but I do like them. But and then the week I was leaving, so one of my last shifts, they were like, "Oh, Neve, please stay. Like, we'll give you this." Like, I think they raised it to like £9.80 as well. And I was like, no. Like, you know when it was just sort of like, you've already left a bad taste in my mouth with that one.
If this is how you operate, I don't need you.
Exactly, sort of thing. So, and that annoyed me because I really liked it, as it felt more personal to me, because I'd really liked the company, and I'd met like the CEO and stuff like that. It was quite a small company.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I got a job like a week later at a women's fitness, quite high end, And I really liked it there again. It was a bit out because I'm not really like too into fitness and stuff. I'm not like skinny, you know, workouts 24/7. But I did like, you know, I kept myself fit. I ate well. So I thought, oh yeah, this sort of resonates with me. And it was meant to be a temporary job. Anyway, started there full time. Moved to another branch over in Hampstead, which was obviously quite a good area. And then got offered to be a trainee manager. So what it meant, they were going to take, and I was only 19. So they were going to take me on and train me, but as I was in a manager role, sort of thing. And yeah, again, that went from I was on hourly, but I was doing full time, to be putting on a salary of 16 grand annually, but being, obviously that's taxed as well. And I was expected to do manager roles, like I had to work, like, so my contract was 40 hours a week, but as a manager you're expected to do at least 10 hours overtime.
Really? And no pay? No
pay. So you'd get it back in lieu.
Oh, never.
But obviously because you're a manager, it's so hard to take lieu.
I'd never do that. But I hear what you're saying. Go on.
Yeah. Well, it was sort of like I'd take lieu and then someone would call in sick, or, you know, it was just sort of like I always had to cover people. Yeah. So you never really got that time back, and it was just sort of like, I don't know, because I was in a bit of a vulnerable situation. I had to then take in 2 other jobs. So I worked in 2 pubs. So I'd be starting a shift at this retail shop at 9:30 in the morning. I finish at 6:30. My shift in a pub would start at 7. I'd have to like run to the pub, which is all the way in Marble Arch, which again, I loved that pub. I'd finish at like 11:30, 12. Have to get home, which was a good like 45 minutes. I wouldn't get in till about maybe 12, if I'm lucky, to 12:30. Obviously, when you get in, you can't really sleep straight away. I couldn't have dinner, so I was so hungry all the time. I would have to sleep, wake up the next morning at 8 o'clock to get to my job in Kensington for 9:30 again, and then the cycle. So I was working 7 days a week for like a good like year and a half. And like on the weekends, I'd work in the other pub on the weekends because they only did weekend shift there.
So what did you learn from this all?
Just learned that, like, you know, because I'm in a decent job now, and I'm in, you know, it's very like, it's comfortable for me, and I'm happy that where I am. So I've just learned, and you know, I'm on a decent wage. I've just learned that I don't have to settle, and I don't have to scrimp and save. Like I don't, you know, I know my worth. I'm a very hard worker, and I always have been. And I'm good at what I do. When I put my mind to it, I know I'm good. So I shouldn't be, you know, devalued.
I hear you. What would you have done different from the first issue with the first company?
I would have maybe communicated along the way and expressed myself a lot better than just sort of like my pride and taking it so personal. I should have just been like, because ideally I would have liked to stay on at that company. I did really like that company, but I felt that as I said, I felt like I took that quite personally, because I did really like the company, and they knew that as well. So that upset me. I feel like maybe I should have just been more expressive from the beginning and more calm. But obviously, you know, when you're upset, you're upset. So
is that to say that you wish you had stayed when they offered you more than what thing, or? Not
necessarily, because I had to sort of kick up a fuss for them to do that, which obviously isn't nice. You sort of just want them to do that because you thought that that's what you're worth, not because you've now caused a scene or you threatened to leave, you know? People should value their staff.
Okay.
I feel like they took advantage of me, obviously, because of my age. I was 17.
Yeah. But you seem like a go-getter.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like even before Christmas, I worked in Heathrow. Before I got my job I'm in now, I worked there for 4 months.
So you're all over the place. That's good.
Yeah, I worked in a bar as a waitress and a barmaid in Heathrow, and I'd work like my minimum shift would be about 12 hours. My longest shift would be about 16 hours.
So you're used to being on your feet.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good. Well, last question. What's the impact you want to have in the world?
I just want to say I've done it. Like, if I put my mind to something, I've done it. And also that, you know, I wasn't afraid to do anything, and that I was kind, you know?
Okay, that's interesting.
I feel like I love helping people. I love, like, sort of being that light in someone's day. Like, I am very positive. So I like encouraging. I like just making people feel good.
That's good.
I like to have the impact to just uplift people.
That's what we want. Well, we wish you well.
Thank you.
And thanks a lot.
No, thank you.
We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.